So let's bring in our anatomically correct skeleton again and file this under Understanding Curves using negative space. Every curve has an apex. The apex is the highest point in a curve. Let's take a closer look at the rib cage. And let's abbreviate it because, as I said, we don't really need much more than that. That's the shape we're trying to learn. To find the apex, hold a straight edge up against the outer curve. The apex is located where the two lines make contact. Then draw a horizontal line through that point. So what does this tell us? If you look at the overall length of a rib cage and what's happening above that apex, you'll notice that 2/3 of the rib cage is above that line. So let's bring in the sculpture and let's compare to what we have going here on the right hand side of the screen. And so I've color-coded the lines for comparative sake, the red line being the apex. When you take into consideration the overall length of the rib cage, you'll notice that 2/3 is modeled above that line. And just like the graphic on the right, which was created around the real thing. And so on that level, it looks as though I'm fine. How does it measure up on your sculpture? And now we're going to take a look at it from a negative space aspect. Okay, we're going to draw the same lines on the anatomically correct skeleton. The green area is considered to be the negative space between the black vertical line and the actual outer curve of the rib cage. So we've measured it in green. Now we're going to do the same thing here on the sculpture and we're going to check it out. Also, the negative space is indicated by green. When we compare these two spaces, you'll see that they're fairly similar. Now what you need to do is check the negative space on yours. Now these negative space issues do not only exist on single forms, they also become apparent with respect to the relationships that one form has with another, in this case the pelvis. Observe the negative space between the apexes on both these forms. And now we're just going to have a little aerial view here at the clavicle, and you'll notice that it's very triangular in shape and it cuts back on an angle. Look at these as triangles once again. You always have to simplify the shape. And later on I'm going to sort of show you how a good chunk of the upper body breaks up into a series of triangles. So try to wrap your head around these negative space issues. They apply to not only just the rigid bony forms, but also to soft tissue and muscle, which we're actually starting to get into now in the sculpture.